In this video, I'm going to be making oatmeal cream pies. Hopefully mine will turn out looking as nice as these do. This recipe is from Magnolia Table, a collection of recipes for gathering, volume 2 by Joanna Gaines. The first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 375 degrees. And you want to line 3 large baking sheets with parchment paper. So I use the Reynolds baking sheets because they're already cut out for you. And so I use 3 Reynolds baking sheets. So now there are ingredients for the cookies and ingredients for the filling. So we're gonna go over the cookie ingredients first. I had my butter over on the stove to let it get to room temperature. But you're gonna need 2½ sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1 cup packed dark brown sugar, ½ cup granulated sugar, 1 egg at room temperature, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon molasses, 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon baking soda, ½ teaspoon kosher salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 3 cups of quick cooking oats. And then for the filling, you're going to need 1½ sticks of unsalted butter, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 2½ cups of powdered sugar, and 1 tablespoon of milk. So the first thing you want to do is take your butter for your cookies, your brown sugar, and your granulated sugar, and you want to mix this until it is combined. Now you want to slowly beat in your egg, vanilla, and molasses. I'm going to go ahead and start with my molasses because that is something I have to actually scrape in here because it sticks to wherever you put it. The molasses will stick. So most people probably pour it directly in with their measuring spoon, but since I try to show you in the beginning of the video what we use, I have to scrape it out of this bowl. It'd be much easier though if you just measured it directly in there. So now I'm going to slowly add my vanilla and egg. We're going to come over to our dry ingredients, and we're going to just combine the rest of the dry ingredients, the salt, the baking soda, cinnamon, and the flour, and we're going to whisk these together. And then once it's whisked together, we're going to start adding this to our wet mixture in the mixer. And Joanna says to use about 1/3 cup at a time. So you're gonna add it slowly. So I moved over to the table here. I have a cookie scoop. You need to have a 1½ tablespoon cookie scoop. I honestly don't know what this one is. I got another one. I bought it from Amazon, and it is a 1 tablespoon. This one's the larger one. So I can assume it's either 1½ or 2. It might be 2. But on each cookie sheet, you have 3 cookie sheets. you need to have 10 cookies. So spread them out to where you have 10 cookies on each one. This recipe, if you do not have a mixer, like a KitchenAid mixer, I would not attempt to do this recipe. And I'll tell you why. Because this mix is so thick, it's extremely thick, that you could do it without a mixer, but boy, you're gonna be exhausted. Something else that you should know is that you have to put all 3 of these cookie sheets in your refrigerator. So as soon as we get these loaded down with the 10 cookies each, I have to put all 3 of these in the refrigerator for at least 20 minutes. So what that means for you is, and for me, is I just had to go clear out 3 shelves in the refrigerator. And that's difficult to do. If you have a lot of stuff in your refrigerator, good luck finding a space for 3 full cookie sheets. Because I don't think you would want to set them on top of each other, just because, I don't know, I don't want to smash my cookies. But just know that you're going to need room for all 3 of these. So some of these I've probably made too big. So I'm going to go back. I'm gonna go back and take some off of some of these, because I made them like heaping. I'm gonna move them around a little bit so that I can get 10 on here. But I'm gonna do this to all 3 cookie sheets. I do have some dough left. I'll show you in my bowl. I do have dough left, probably enough to make another 4 cookies, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to put too many cookies on the cookie sheet, because they're gonna spread, I'm assuming. So now I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. That'll give me enough time to do my dishes, and we'll be back. Okay, I actually, before I haven't put them in the refrigerator yet. I ended up using all of my dough, because some of these I was really conservative with them, because I didn't want to make them too big and not have enough dough. So I went back and I just added more to them. So now these will be bigger cookies, and I've used all my dough. So now I'm gonna put them in the refrigerator. It's been 20 minutes. I'm going to get 1 cookie sheet out of the refrigerator at a time. So like while I'm baking this set of cookies, the other 2 are still in the refrigerator. When these are finished, I'll pull the next one out and then continue until all 3 of all 3 sets of cookies have been baked. You want to put these in the oven. It says to bake them for 10 to 12 minutes. I'm gonna put mine right in the middle for 11 minutes. And then, like I said, while these are cooling, I'll put the next set in, but I'll show you what these look like, and I'll let you know if it would be better to leave them for less time or more time, or if 11 minutes was perfect. I set my timer for 11 minutes. I actually ended up putting them in for an additional minute. So the full 12 minutes was perfect for me. They just, at 11 minutes, they weren't as brown as they are now. And they're still, they're still very soft. So you want to let them, I will probably move them over to the wire rack and let them sit directly on the wire rack. And then you want to let them sit there for 30 minutes. So I'm not even going to start the 30-minute wait time until all 3 pans full of cookies are out. So I've already got my next pan in for 12 minutes, but then once all 3 sets of cookies are out, all 30 cookies, then I'll start a 30-minute timer to let them cool. Now we're gonna make our filling. The first thing you wanna do is you want to cream your butter until it's creamy. And this has been laying out since the very beginning, so it is definitely at room temperature. Now you want to beat in your vanilla. Now you want to beat in your powdered sugar, and you want to add it about 1/4 cup at a time. Once your powdered sugar is added in, then you want to add your milk in last. So we have our cream. I'm gonna follow Joanna's directions. This is not how I personally would have done these cookies, but I wanna see if it works because this is what she suggested. What I would have done is I would have put all this into a piping bag and I would have piped this on each cookie. It would have been, I think, quicker, honestly, and just put them together. What she wants you to do is she wants you to take a top and a bottom. So I've got bottoms and tops. I didn't try to match the sizes. I just did it willy-nilly. But she wants you to take a tablespoon scoop and put it on each cookie like this, and then put it together. So I'll do this one first. Yeah, see, this is not wanting to come out of my scoop. And she said scoop, she didn't say cookie scoop. And then she said until it comes out. Yeah, see, honestly, I think a piping bag would work better. I think it would be quicker, but I will do it her way because I'm following her recipe. The only other thing that I thought of as far as this isn't wanting to come out. As far as the instructions go, at the very, very beginning, she had you preheating your oven. You don't need to do that because your cookies, once you've made your cookies and you have them on your cookie sheet, they're sitting in the refrigerator for half an hour. So that whole time, your oven is hot and it doesn't need to be. So I would wait until till at least the cookies have been in there probably 15 minutes in the refrigerator, and then I would turn my oven on, just because I don't know if you don't want to waste the electricity. This is, it does work. It's just you have to help it out a little, and then you just slightly squeeze it together. I've made them all, and I'm wondering if she didn't tell you to use a scoop, just because that way you make sure that you have enough to go around. I probably, if I made these again, I would definitely I would put it in a piping bag. I don't use even a piping bag, I use a Ziploc bag. I would put it in a Ziploc bag just because it's going to be quicker, but I do have a little bit left in the bottom, but now Kevin and I will take them over to the table and give them a try.
Oh, this is mine. Where's yours?
Yeah. This says, the last day of the school year for my kids is always a celebrated transition in our house. As a way to both honor the kids' school year and officially declare the start of summer, I'll throw together pretty much every kind of food that embodies summer to my kids. Watermelon, corn on the cob, barbecue, potato salad, and of course the sweet little oatmeal cream pies. Every year when I make them, they remind me of my own childhood, and it's safe to say that my kids love them just as much as I did. These are actually served at Silo's Baking Company in Waco, Texas. So if you go there and eat, you can order you one of these cookies. Now, I would have never in a million years thought of these as a summer type cookie. I just wouldn't. To me, these are more, they seem like they would be very rich and heavy. And
oatmeal. Well, you can
not
oatmeal.
Summer at all.
You can have oatmeal anytime, but I usually think of oatmeal more of a fall kind of thing, but maybe not.
I know, fall. So you'll have to let us know what you all think about that. It's a mouthful.
Mm-hmm. It's good. She called them a pie. Yeah. They're not as soft as an oatmeal cream pie. The cookies are too dense and firm. Wonderful flavor and texture though. But you see how it squished all the cream out of the sides, and the center has none left because it mushed it all out.
Well, I'm wondering. I just got some salt. Delicious. Hers, I'm gonna lay this. No, I'll lay it right here. Hers look like more like a Little Debbie. If you've had a Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie, hers are flatter. So I'm wondering. I read in the instructions. I'm wondering if when you scoop them out, when you put your 10 cookies on each pan like we did, should I have flattened them out a little bit? Because I didn't. And you're putting them on there with this cookie scoop. So normally with a cookie, you want a big, thick, round cookie like this. But if you want them to be more like a traditional Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie, you would want to flatten them out a little bit.
Wow. These are domed.
I frankly think it's
They're
fantastic.
Very good. The cream itself, I don't know. I wasn't here when she was making them. Tastes like it were powdered sugar.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of powdered sugar.
Yeah. That's what they primarily taste like, that cream. The oatmeal cookie though by itself is really good.
I had not even a scoop, a little dollop of the oatmeal in the bowl, and of course I ate it because I was worried, even though you're only using 1 teaspoon of molasses in the entire thing, I could smell it. That's what I was smelling. And I was really, really worried that these were going to come out tasting like molasses. You don't taste the molasses. And let me tell you something.
Never known they're in there.
Let me tell you something else you don't taste. The cinnamon.
I was going to ask you if there's cinnamon, because
there is, but I like cinnamon, but I'm glad these don't taste like cinnamon, because I don't think a Little Debbie oatmeal cream pie tastes like cinnamon.
I taste
you
just
don't taste
a hint of cinnamon, but it's not. It's very teeny tiny.
It's a fourth of a teaspoon.
It's a minuscule amount of flavor wise.
Yes. So if you're wondering, if you aren't a fan of molasses, and I like molasses okay, but I'm not the biggest fan of molasses. You don't taste it. You really don't taste the cinnamon. I don't taste the cinnamon, and usually I'm a real picky when it comes to cinnamon. Like, can you taste it or not, or what? You really don't.
I think it just helps enhance the flavor. The cinnamon does.
Yeah, but I think these are delicious.
These are good.
They were a little bit time consuming. That's all you need to know, is because I do think you'll want to put them in the refrigerator so that they don't spread. But I think they're very pretty cookies, and they're very, it's a lot. And Kevin clearly liked it. Some people would probably wonder, could you add raisins? You probably could if you wanted to make yours oatmeal raisin. Yeah. You might need to use a little less of something else though, because when you're using that mixer, your mixer will want to kick back at you.
It's already dense.
It is a very, very, that's why I think you need a mixer to be able to do this recipe, because you're going to be worn out if you don't have one. So yeah, and always scrape your bowl down in between when you add things. I scraped my bowl down when I was making the cream in the center too. But I absolutely love these.
They're very, very good. And the raisins, what you would do is probably stir them in at the end, once you've already mixed them.
And not put them in.
Not put them in the mixer,
right.
just fold them in with a spatula or something.
Right.
Or a wooden spoon. That's good and stiff.
But yeah, to me, this is a perfect recipe.
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
I like them. I'll eat another one.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.